Hi guys, this is Agata Maykowska from Wholehearted Arts for survivors to empower you in your recovery and wholeness of your emotions. Um, so here's the thing, I'm recording it after I recorded this video because the video was very long because I was kind of going slow today. So I wanted to speed up the video, and that's why when you look at the painting, it will kind of go fast, but this is not how fast I usually paint. This is on a speed kind of change speed of the video. I have the app, so I just learned how to do that, which is really fun. Anyway, I started from like messy canva. A few days ago I was trying to paint something about my anger, but I ended up making some purple balls and some green splatters of paint, and I basically hated it, and that made no sense to me. Like, I kind of felt like I was missing some kind of direction in my painting that day, and I remember I put this away and I painted something completely different. It's important to me to not to throw away some of the things I started. Why? Is because I kind of feel I can learn from it always, and I think that wholeness of experience is to just maybe not hold down to everything you did, but don't pretend you haven't done something, even if you think it's a mistake or it was a failure, because I don't think it's a failure. I think it's just like you started doing something and you didn't see yet how to really do it, how to finish it, but that just I was just the beginning of something. So like, especially if you are a survivor of narcissistic abuse or toxic relationships, many times in your healing you will be doing something that you kind of don't know if it really makes sense. And especially, like, for example, when you try to set up boundaries. I remember first time I tried to set up boundaries, it was crazy, ridiculous to me. They were too rigid. Then I kind of relaxed it too much, so I was kind of going back and forth, not knowing what I'm really doing, and reading all the books and trying so hard. It was just it was exhausting to figure it out. And I think it would be even more exhausting if I tried to pretend I didn't make this mistake, and I think I wouldn't be able to learn from it. So like, I'm gonna talk a little bit about this painting. Like right now, I'm just working with the background, and sometimes I just like kind of let it go. Like, I don't try to focus on anything because I really believe that at the end it will make sense at some point. So just to remind you again, nothing is never wrong if you're painting. So if you want to pick up a canva and brushes and some paint, and even if there's something on your canvas already painted and you hate it or you don't like it, or gosh, hate is such a strong word, but sometimes we just really hate it, that's okay. You can be with that, and you can really add to it. So just paint something else, and just, let it go, relax a little bit. This is what's important to me, that, I have to really relax first and just be with it. By the way, when you get that nothing is wrong with canvas and there is always everything, that can be all right in your painting, if you kind of be with it, if you kind of think about it, it's just like with emotions. So like, I painted some stuff here and I wasn't sure what I'm doing with it. I don't know why my video stopped. That's kind of weird, but I'm gonna just keep on talking. Anyway, I wasn't sure what I'm doing here, and I think that's how it is sometimes with, I wasn't sure what I'm doing over there. That's what happened. Yes, so when you see me stop, it's because I'm actually thinking what to do. That's why this video was so long, and that's why I had to speed it up later, because I really wasn't sure what am I gonna do. Like, I was feeling it, thinking, and being with it. So it's the same with the emotions. Like, if you're feeling something, you don't have to fix it right away. You can just be with it, and you can actually wonder, what am I gonna do about it? So I did lots of thinking about anger this last week, because I started like angering more consciously. This last year, 2018, was a year when I actually allow myself to feel anger like never before. And I wasn't going and hurting people, I wasn't being hateful, but I was just angering. I was feeling anger. So and I kind of felt like the language that we have to express anger is just not enough. I spoke with my friend a few days ago, and she actually reminded me how Eskimos have, like, I don't know, 50 words, or just many words to just explain what snow is about, to describe snow. And I was thinking like, wow, we need, especially as survivors, we kind of need that for our emotion, especially, the emotional healing. So what I'm doing now in a video is turning my camera around. And this is important part of healing and of painting too. Sometimes you paint something and it really doesn't make sense when you look at it one day, but when you leave it for a moment and then you come to it again from a different perspective and you kind of look from it from a different side, I don't know, maybe like looking from even a few days later, it will make sense to you. And you kind of find your space where you want to start doing something. So I did some random shapes over here, by the way. The reason why I did that is because I really wanted to show that there was nothing wrong, so it's like there was some like pattern on the back, and then I did some circles. And basically what I'm trying to show here is that you can always work with whatever is in your canvas. If you look at the canvas like your emotional health or your life, you can really work with it and you can really create some beauty inside of that. I work here with the palette knife. I love to do that too. It's really fun. Anyway, so I did some thinking about anger, and like especially considering how limited is my my language about it. And I was thinking like I can direct anger somewhere, but doesn't really make sense to me. I can express anger, but I can say I'm angry, I can scream, I can go dance, I can go for a run, I can do some boxing. That's kind of expressing. But I feel like there's so much more to being angry that like I don't even know how to approach it. And I kind of asked myself a few questions. I asked myself a question: what do I do when I'm feeling any kind of sensation? So for example, when I feel cold, and I was thinking, when I'm feeling cold, I usually can just like I feel it, and if it doesn't go away after a moment, if I'm feeling like cold, and I'm feeling colder, right, in my body, what I'm doing is I'm usually going to put on a jacket or a sweater, or I will change the heat settings in my house, or I will, drink hot tea or put socks on, like whatever, to just address that need. So what I'm gonna do in the moment is I'm gonna care for myself and my body to not to feel cold for too long, right? So I think it's similar with anger. When I'm angry, I can say, hey, yes, I'm angry, but there's something I can do to care for myself. So let's say it's a situation when I'm angry in a conversation with someone. Something is being said and I start feeling anger about that. If she's a friend or he's a friend, I think we can address that in a relationship. In a conversation we can say, hey, talking about it, I kind of start feeling angry, and I don't really know what to do with this anger. So can we just talk about something else right now? And we can talk about something that empowers us. I think that's okay to do. I also feel that if you are feeling angry, you can figure out what actually would be caring for yourself. So let's say maybe you just need to, maybe you're angry about something in that. So it's good to remember, understand why are you angry too, at least a little bit. So like going back to the cold, why am I cold? Like, hey, I'm cold because the heat is turned off, and it's actually the whole apartment is cold. That's why I'm feeling cold. So it's good to like address what is the source of that me feeling cold or that anger. Is it someone else's causing the anger? Is it some faults I'm having about something causing the anger? Is it just my attitude towards something? Is it because I said yes to something that I wanted to say now causing the anger? There's always some kind of, or is it something I remember from my childhood that causing me feel anger? And then you can kind of see like if you can address the problem, addressing the problem will be caring for yourself in that moment. So it's good to do that. So you can you can care for yourself while you're feeling angry. You can direct this anger somewhere, which channel it, like use it as passion towards something, which makes sense. You can paint it out like I showed you in the previous video. You can address it, and you can just feel it. And I think that's the beauty of all those things. Now here is the thing: nourishing yourself and making sure you self-care when you're feeling angry is very important. But here is the thing: I was kind of looking at other feeling that we nourish ourselves when we feel that it's just being hungry. Like when we are hungry, it's always an opportunity to nourish ourselves. But here is the thing: if you feel hungry, you can just eat whatever to kill that hunger. And I think it's the same with the anger. If you feel angry, you can just do whatever to deal with that anger in the short run, but then it will come back. So the same with the hunger. Like if you hunger and anger, I think both of them, they will always come back at some point. But what's really important here is to know that when you are hungry and you will keep on eating not nourishing food, like bad kind of food, um, you will be hungry faster, and it will really impact your whole being. So you will either put on weight or lose weight or get some kind of, sickness, food related sicknesses, or some, maybe even disorders. So it's good to really treat hunger as an opportunity to really bring some nourishment to your body, like to be mindful about what I'm gonna eat because I'm hungry, right? I think it's the same with anger. It's good to like be really mindful about, what kind of self-care I really need in the moment to really support and care for myself now, to not, to either feel angry for a while, let it go, to channel it, direct it somewhere, or just be with it and be accepting in the moment. Like, it's good to really choose. So like, that's why it's so important to practice mindfulness and have some kind of like awareness of how we feel, how it starts, and what really helps us to deal with those emotions. So my painting looks kind of really different now, right? Like, I started with some purple blah and some green blah, and now we have a person actually there, and I work with all the kind of figures they put in there. I work with some patterns. Now here's the thing. I really had no idea what I'm gonna go with this painting. I was just really going with the flow and, just enjoying it. And it really changes so much when you are okay with how it goes. And I'm not saying go with the flow like with, bad people in your life. That's not what I'm saying. But like, if you can trust yourself and your instinct and just like be really in tune with yourself, it will lead you somewhere. So for me, that's what painting is about. It leads me always somewhere. And, at some point I know what I'm done, and that's when I'm done, and I'm just enjoying the whole process in the meantime. Now, does it mean that I all the time feel great about how I'm painting? No, I'm questioning myself too, of course, because like sometimes I look at it and I'm like, oh boy, I really have to remember that there is nothing wrong with it. And I think this is why it's good to pick up some kind of hobby like that. And like if you can paint or draw or I don't know, do collages, that will help you be with, maybe not being fully satisfied with how the painting looks all the time. Just being okay with the process. Being with the process is important. Healing is a process. And then, the more grace and love you can give yourself during this process, the more beneficial it will be for you. So everything you're doing, like, instead of your self-care during your healing, will always pay back. And, like being patient and giving yourself grace and not judging yourself all the time, it's very important. So for me, it's painting that helps me to realize that like I'm painting, I'm looking at it, and then instead of like judging it, I'm adding something to it, and I'm just working with it. And as you see, like this painting really changed from, I changed some colors, like I didn't like the colors, so I put some different color, or I didn't like some patterns, I changed the patterns a little bit. And that was okay. The whole process was okay. So, basically at the end, you ending up where you want to end up. Well, I hope you guys enjoying this little show of how I worked from a painting that I basically hated, to be honest with you, to having this kind of expression of the richness of emotions, because that's what I ended up expressing in this painting, the richness of emotions. Like, I felt that we have access to so many emotions in every moment. Like, we can get angry, we can get hungry, we can get cold, right? And we can also, I'm not saying cold and hunger is emotion, but it's kind of sensation. And I think that we can sense, like, we can have those sensations, and we can have all this emotion in the moment. We can feel passion, we can feel excitement, we can feel sadness. I'm kind of trying to figure out how wisdom would feel. I think there is kind of sensation, like an experience I feel when I don't know, like kind of validation, I guess, when I feel wise about something. I don't know. But that's all part of being a human. And, when you are a survivor and you slowly start experiencing all the different feelings you have, like you give yourself permission and you allow yourself to feel everything, that's when the richness and the fullness of your life, it's just really like happening, like you're making it happen. And I think that's really important to just remember that even if it doesn't make sense first, and you feel like you lack directions, it will turn out at the end. You're gonna have this beautiful life. You'll be amazing, and you will feel, validated. You will give yourself validation first, and you will see the beauty in you and around you. And that's what I really want for all of you guys. So lots of love. I hope that you are healing. I hope that you will be thriving and enjoy your life, enjoy yourself, and every step of your healing process, it will make sense at some point to you. So just be with it, go with the process, and you'll be great. For more art, look at my wholeheartedarts.com. That's my website. You can order some paintings there if you want. You can email me at wholeheartedarts@gmail.com, and I will be happy to send prints or some paintings if you would like to purchase. Also, if you are a survivor and you really like some painting or a print and you just don't have it in your budget, but you will feel that it will inspire and help you, let me know. I would love to share my art with you, either for just the sliding scale prices, or like if there's if you share with me a story, maybe I can actually give you a painting and or a print. I'm not promising, but it's possible. So don't be afraid to ask. That's okay. And just one more thing, I'm sharing only my opinion and my experiences here. I have no credential. I'm just an artist and a fellow survivor. And I'm a Christian, I like to say that too. And I only share my opinion. So this is not like a knowledge that it's a private knowledge, but it's a personal, private experience. So it worked for me. I don't know if it's gonna work for you, but if you try and it does, I'll be very happy. So if anything from my share resonates with you, let me know please in the comments and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.